and welcome to ET Auto Review. Of course, we are coming after a long gap. There has to be a reason. What could be the better reason than the first car coming out from Tata Jaguar Land Rover Association? As Tata Motor has set its growth trajectory with the new design, new product launches like Tiago and others, Tata Harrier could be one of the most important in terms of helping them gain the market share. The company has already achieved 7% market share in this fiscal year so far. As Tata Harrier enters the mid-size SUV segment, let's find out, can the SUV buyers ditch XUV 500 and Jeep Compass for this SUV? Tata Motor has not given electrical steering here. It's a hydraulic steering, so you will feel a bit of heaviness at the slower speed in terms of the durability of the vehicle. However, on the highway it's much easier because you don't have to put that much of effort on the steering as you have to on a slower speed or in a parking mode. If you talk about the drivability, suspension system is absolutely awesome. It soaks all kind of bumps, all kind of potholes. It gives you overall a cushioning effect. SUVs generally, liked by the people because they have a high sitting stance. In that area also Tata Harrier performs or scores much better. You look sitting tall on the road, so that feeling of a SUV is intact here. There are some people who want to have a rustic, or muscular driving. So for that also Tata Harrier fits well because it needs muscles to handle the car. That's one thing. At the same time, it is not that it is so tough to drive, I think. Of course, you have steering mounted multimedia switches, you have voice command, you can connect to your Bluetooth, you can mute, you can unmute, you can increase the sound. You have also cruise control that is being offered here. What is a big miss here is that a car of this category is expected to have a sunroof, but unfortunately Tata Motors is not offering a sunroof in this Harrier. Tata Harrier comes only with one engine variant, 2-liter diesel engine and same 6-speed manual transmission that has been used in its rival Jeep Compass. However, if you talk about the tuning and the response, I think in terms of a transmission, it looks equally good as Jeep. The double screen of infotainment system divided into two. The lower part has AC vents while the upper part is 8.5 inches of infotainment screen, which uses Tata Motors latest infotainment platform. It has Android Auto, it has a voice command, it has a lot of things you can do. You can connect your USB. The most important thing here is that there are few shortcuts. Important shortcuts have been given, like if you want to connect your mobile with YouTube. Most interestingly, if this infotainment system is connected to your mobile, you can use the native setting of the infotainment system. This is about this screen. Then there is another screen that you see that electronic tachometers, commands and everything is shown there. It's a very well placed
rough road mode activated.
Very interactive tachometers and speedometers are there. Tata Harrier spots a new handbrake. This looks like more of a aeroplane escalator or something like that. If we talk about usability and accessibility, I think it's there's no problem. It looks good and feels good because some new design has come up. But if you talk about instant pickup, I think Jeep does better job than Harrier, but there's no huge gap on the highways. Harrier certainly is much more better in terms of performance than in the city. Overall, the cabin doesn't at all look like we are sitting inside a Tata car. It's quite premium and plush design. Look at the kind of chrome work given here. It makes a spread all around. Look at the door. It looks so nicely laid out. You have this buckets divided into two where you can put your bottles, you can put your stuff right here. So overall ergonomy of the cabin is also very good. It's quite roomy. You can spread yourself, sit comfortably. You have a space here where you can put your wallet, mobiles or anything of this size. You have this modes you can change, city modes you can change to rough
city
mode.
drive mode activated.
That's very easily accessible. You also have a handrest. Generally people push here, then it opens, but Tata Motors has changed here also. You push this and then it opens. It has ample space to keep your stuff here. Seat quality is very good. The material they have used looks quite premium that we generally don't find in a cabin of this price segment of 13 to 17 lakh rupees. If you talk about lights are also very good. You have a space here where you can probably put your sunglass or something of that sort. Coming back to the leg room and all, I have already told you it's quite a spacious, quite nicely laid out. One or two tweaking problem that it has is a car that has so much of features upgrade still has this manual seat adjuster that is a bit of low if you talk about the price segment, because nowadays people are giving electronically seat adjusters, but this one failed to have that. Apart from that, there is one tweaking problem that USB aux cable is not easily visible, but if you go down a bit, you see here they have given USB cable and aux. If you talk about glove box, quite nice glove box with a tray where you can probably put your iPad or something and store your drinks or anything you want to put here. But when you sit in the cabin, you feel quite tall on the road. However, when you talk about the visibility in the front, it's quite good, but the side visibility is not that great. You have a lot of problem. A lot of blind spots are there, especially if you look at the stall vehicle window looks a bit short. It should have come down a bit so that something below your glass you can hardly see, and so visibility in the sides is a bit of problem here. Even in the looking glass or the side mirrors, ORVM is not that perfectly designed that you can see everything clearly. So that's a bit I think one of the negatives that I could find in this vehicle. This is one of the most exciting part of this car. It has over 2700 mm of wheelbase, and that reflects here everywhere. The new Tata Harrier certainly has a strong road presence and catches eyeballs as we drive around the city. If you look at the front, it has a unique headlamp cluster design. You have the DRLS, which also acts like turn indicators. Apart from that, you have xenon headlamp, and the bumper is also designed quite bulky. That makes it look heavy and muscular. That's what the SUV lovers would like. So if we talk about top 3 things for which you can explore Tata Harrier is its design. It is very nicely laid out silhouette of the vehicle, especially the rear design, the kind of tail light, the premium look on the road that the Tata Harrier gives is one of the most important factor for which you should look up to Tata Harrier. Secondly, it has an awesome drivability when it comes to suspension system, roominess, the kind of space it has because of the long wheel space. Third, it has a very premium design in terms of cabin, in terms of space, in terms of infotainment system, instrument cluster. So these are the 3 things I think are the reasons for which I would recommend Tata Harrier to be your option if you are looking to buy a SUV in 13 to 17 lakh category. That's all for this review. We'll be back with another review very soon. Thank you so much.